Welcome to our kitchen. Tony and I invite y'all to our kitchen to demonstrate how to make one of his favorite dishes since marrying a swamp girl. That's right, it's gumbo. I'll show you how to make it. He'll show you how to eat it. Started. A lot of Cajun dishes starts with a good roux. It's the basis for a Cajun stew. In a stew, you can have chicken stew, shrimp stew, crawfish stew, vegetable stew. A couple of years ago, my mama made carrot stew because they had a garden full of carrots. Who'd have thunk? It must have tasted good. So, nonetheless, making a roux takes some time. So before we do that, we'll start prepping everything. So here are our ingredients. This gumbo, for the Dewey family gumbo, we always do chicken, sausage, and seafood, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it. Just a little bit about some of the ingredients. This is andouille sausage, and you'll notice that this sausage is not ground. It's chunks of meat, and you've probably heard of it. It's spicy, it adds a little kick to things, and it comes from my hometown, Laplace, which is part of the river parishes in Louisiana, also called the German coast. So that's why we have so many sausages with a French name, andouille. And then as far as the shrimp that we use, the shrimp comes from Lake Pontchartrain. You can only get it from local fishermen. And it's the same shrimp that makes its circulation in the Gulf of Mexico. But once it goes into Lake Pontchartrain, it then becomes sweet and dense, and it's really, really good, and you will know the difference when you taste it.
Believe me, she knows her shrimp.
I do. So here we go. Let's make our gumbo. It's going to take a lot of time to prep these vegetables, so I'm going to go ahead and start chopping all the vegetables and the sausages, and meet you right back here after we're done.
I'm walking to New Orleans.
Well, that was fast and that was a lot, so we're gonna go ahead and get my garlic, and then we'll move on to the meats right after that. This is what is the basis to a lot of Cajun cooking: onions, celery, and bell pepper. So we've got a full onion, a cup or so of each. I don't put as much bell pepper, but that's just how I like things. And we're gonna go ahead and once this goes into the pot, they'll just all go in together. And there's a little tip for getting the skin off the garlic. Is that fast time? No, that's me. So I believe that's good enough as far as the garlic is concerned. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put it over into my bowl here because they're all gonna go into the one big pot later. And we'll move on to cutting the meats. Now we'll gather all these ingredients. You'll notice the andouille is cut into triangles, and that's just because so that you'll know when you bite into one, that spicy one is the andouille sausage. We'll add a couple of bay leaves that come from my parents' garden as well, and then we'll go and make a roux now that everything's prepped. So come on over. Now that everything's prepped, we're here to make the roux. So right over here, you'll see we'll add 3/4 cup of vegetable oil, and then we'll add 2 cups of flour, I'm just gonna eye this because that's what I do. There's 2 cups in here. And then you'll notice also that I've got chicken broth going over there. That's my way of cheating on gumbo. I buy a rotisserie chicken, and we take the make a stock out of it. You could use this and make a stock out of this pot by putting a whole chicken in here, you know, parted whole chicken, and make the stock out of itself. But I'd rather not to take the bones out, so I make a stock on the side. So you'll see that in here I use a wooden spoon with a flat edge to make the roux. Right now, after about a minute, this color roux, you can use that as a bechamel for mac and cheese, add milk to it. But for a roux, for gumbo, we're just gonna keep on stirring until we start smelling a nutty flavor or a nutty scent, and it'll be a medium to brown color. This is going to take a while. In the meantime, why don't you enjoy some Cajun music?
Oh, mi manche mon vin, c'est grand mamour. Que les soirs et toute la nuit, mes manches connaissent musique pas ça. Hey, ha, ha. Oh, ma.
So now we're ready to see the fruits of our labor. If you come on over to this pot of gumbo, we know when it's ready to eat when all the oil starts coming up to the top. I'm gonna skim all of that oil off, and then I'll add, you see it? I'll add the chicken. So this will take a little time, but I'll add the chicken and the shrimp and bring it back up to boil just for a little bit. And then by that time, we'll be ready to eat it. Okay, now it's time to serve Tony his gumbo. I'll see what you think about it. Here you go.
Oh, it's hot.
It's good. Ça c'est bon. That is French, Cajun French for that's good. So, sorry we couldn't have you here with us. Until then, laissez le bon temps rouler and enjoy the rest of the evening.
Well, goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go now.